Hola, soy yo Vicky otra vez. It's me, Vicky, again. Vale, en el video de hoy, in today's video, os voy a contar cómo celebramos el Año Nuevo en España. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you how we celebrate New Year in Spain. Normally, not this year. 2020, of course, is going to be a bit of a washout because I think the curfew only goes, I think everyone's got to be in by 12. So obviously the intention is to try and stop people celebrating New Year, really. So this year, no, but you can do it at home. These traditions that Spanish people do, you can do at home. It doesn't have to be outside. But anyway, here's my advice. Oh, I'm accompanied by my carver, which always I'm accompanied with when I'm talking about special things. So cheers to start with. And if you've made it to 2021, I'm glad. Sí, ha sido un año difícil. It's been a very difficult year. Lots of us have lost people this year and it's just been difficult. But anyway, I'm going to talk about what you would normally do to celebrate New Year in Spain. As I say, you can do it at home. Let's hope 2021 is a better year. So the first thing that I would recommend, la primera cosa que recomiendo es tomar siesta. Have a siesta before on New Year's Eve, which in Spain is called Noche Vieja. Literally means old night. Noche, night. Vieja, old. So on Noche Vieja or old night, I would recommend a siesta at some point because under normal circumstances, if we were celebrating New Year in Spain, it starts late and it goes on all night. And when I say all night, I mean all night, right into the early hours of the morning. I remember many years ago, myself and a friend, we were in Benidorm and we made this terrible mistake of going out at 9 o'clock because we didn't know, we thought that was late, but no. So, it doesn't really get going till about 11 o'clock. And so, yeah, be prepared to sort of be up late. And so a siesta, first of all, is recommended on New Year's Eve, which is Noche Vieja. The next thing is when you're getting ready to go out, wear red underwear. So red underwear is supposed to be lucky. You'll notice, or you may have noticed, you might be thinking, what the hell's going on? Is this a new fashion? But you may have noticed in places like Carrefour or any sort of supermarket or place that sells clothes, there'll be a lot of red underwear on display at the moment because that is supposed to be lucky. So get your red underwear on, men or women, doesn't matter. The men have to join in too. Okay, and then for the night itself, there'd probably be a late dinner. Well, all dinners are late in Spain. And then everyone would get ready for the 12 o'clock chimes. And these are, like we have Big Ben in Spain, they use the clock in the Puerta del Sol, which is the plaza in the square in Madrid. And that's the clock that's like our equivalent, their equivalent of Big Ben, I suppose. Then, now, you have to get ready for this because when the clock strikes 12, for every chime of the bell, for each of the 12 chimes, you have to drink cava. Well, first of all, you have to drink cava all night. But for every chime of the bell, you have to eat a grape, an uva. Now, here's my tips from years of doing this. First of all, obviously get them ready like this. So I normally have a little cup of grapes, 12 grapes. Then, but make sure they're seedless, first of all, and make sure they're the smallest ones. I mean, that's a really small one, but some of my ones in here are a bit bigger. Make sure they're the smallest grapes from the bunch that you can find. and they don't have any seeds because you have to eat one for each chime of the bell. And that supposedly gives you luck for every month of the year. Being 12 months in the year, 12 chimes of the bell starts chiming, dong, first, great, and you have to eat them all to make sure you get luck for all year. So that's the tradition. That's and the traditional drink for all Spanish people to do the New Year toast is cava. A lot of places, a lot of town halls, etc., they will sometimes provide, because normally what happens is people meet in the square, wherever the square is, whatever town it is. Obviously, Madrid is a big city, but even in little villages like mine, wherever the church square is, where the clock is, that's normally where people congregate. And a lot of ayuntamientos, a lot of councils will provide the cava and the grapes, for people. So it's quite nice. And I remember again that particular night I was talking about in Benidorm, when we finally managed to stay up to 12 o'clock. But they actually celebrated not only the Spanish New Year, but then an hour later, they celebrated the British New Year, which I thought was quite nice. As because obviously a lot of British people go to Benidorm. So it was a nice, there was live music. I mean, it was a fabulous night. But as I say, I wish we would have gone out later, because we sort of started fading about 2-3 o'clock, and of course everyone else was still going. Because what normally happens then is they stay out all night, and about 6 o'clock in the morning, before they go and go to bed, all the churros, churrerias, there might be vans around, or there may be an actual shop in the town that sells churros, which are like donuts, but long twisty donuts, and they buy liquid chocolate and dip them in, and that's normally how they finish off their New Year. Fireworks are a big thing in Spanish New Year, so if you've got any pets, make sure your pets are inside, and turn the telly up or whatever, because there probably will be fireworks. Even though we've got the confinamiento, the lockdown, I'm sure there'll be fireworks. What else did I want to say about it? Yeah, don't go out early. Yeah, that's basically it. So, have a nap on New Year's Eve. Remember, I'm talking, that's if you are going out. You can't be going out in Spain after 12 o'clock, not this year, because that's our curfew, toque de queda. But if you were under normal circumstances, make sure you get a nap. Don't go out too early. Get your grapes, prepare your grapes, make sure they're seedless, make sure they're small, pick the smallest ones you can. And then as the clock chimes, you eat one grape for every hour, every minute, every second that it chimes. Gosh, I only have to have one sip of cava and that's it. My head spins. But yeah, your cava, you need Freixenet, obviously, is an iconic cava in Spain, but I actually don't particularly like Freixenet. I prefer some of the Jaume Serra is my favourite cava, and it's only $1.99. So it's well, Freixenet is okay. I actually do prefer as well pink cava. That's my very favourite type of cava. Pata Negra también is good. So there are lots of nice cavas that don't have to cost a lot of money. I mean, not that Freixenet is that much. I personally don't like a very brute cava. I like it to be semi-sweet, really, or not too brute. I don't like the brute one. So yeah, pick the one. Make sure you pick the one that's right for you. You could have a cava tasting session a couple of days before New Year to make sure you've got the right one. Yeah, get your red underwear on. I'll be doing it here, just with the telly. You can do most of these traditions with the telly, and maybe next year will be a hell of a celebration, won't it? All over the world. So all over the world this year, it'll be a very muted New Year, but I wish you all os deseo lo mejor para 2021. I wish you all the best for 2021. Espero que sea mejor año para todos. I hope it'll be a better year for everyone. And bueno, que tu Dios vaya contigo. May your God go with you. Salud y muchas gracias. Hasta luego. Adiós.